Please remain standing, Mr. Bennett. Please in prayer.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we always come before you to ask this for your guidance for this commission and your assistance in continuing to help this city prosper and grow. We just ask that you continue to do so. Be with them as they make the decisions of the night and guide this community to a better place, a place to be, a better place to live. And Heavenly Father, we just ask all of this through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Number 4, does anyone in the city commission have any public announcements or comments at this time? No? Okay. I'd like to I have some announcements. Friday, July 20th, 2018 at 8:30 p.m. It's a free event at the Movies at the Park, and it's at Stokey Park, 528 North Stokey Road. Bring your own share. Food trucks are on site. Come have some fun with your family. NFL flag season begins September 8th at Stokey Park, ages 3 to 12. Register your child at Parks Department. Telephone number is 361-3830. Early registration up to July 31st cost is $40 per child. Late registration on August 1st cost is $50 per child. Packet includes jersey, flags, insurance, mouthpiece, and team football. Also, the first day of school is Monday, August 27th for all students. I also would like to make a comment on the Resaca Fest. I think it was a great success. I would like to thank San Benito PD and San Benito Fire Department and everybody at Public Works, Parks and Rec. I think we had a great event and a great out. Also, I would like to congratulate Art Garza on his new baby girl. Also, we had Consulado Mexicano at Community Building on July 11th for a hurricane preparation presentation. It was a good presentation. I wish there was more people that would come out to this kind of presentations. There's a lot of good information, but it'll people that went pass it on to their friends. So thank you very much. Moving on to item 5, public comment. Ruth, do we have anybody for public comment?
Yes, Mayor. Ms. Lynn Parade, please.
Okay, the time is 5:33. The floor is now open. Ms. Parade.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for the current and previous transparency and accountability by the city. The website's coming better and better, and there's more information available to the citizens, and I wanted to say thank you. And the boards and the agendas are on there so that we can get the information. I did want to say, though, that the board listing is very inaccurate. There are board members on there that have not served since 2010, and most of the boards that are listed on the website don't have any names or times. I also wanted to make a suggestion in the future, and I'm not sure how to get it on the agenda or an ordinance, but perhaps listing all the rules and regulations that we as citizens should abide by that are in our code of ordinances. They're quite extensive, and I was surprised by some of the things that you're not allowed to do in a city commissioners meeting, like clap, stomp your feet, raise your hand, things like that. And also people should be aware of the consequences. It can be very extensive, and it's listed in our ordinances. And the other thing I wanted to question the commission, I don't know if you're aware of this, but part of accountability is the city commissioners and the agendas, and they're on there. But there have been no minutes for the city commission posted on the website since December of last year. That is a new policy, and the city commission and the EDC both have, you can get minutes upon approval. Who makes that approval? Is that authorized by the city commission? Does it need to be made in writing? Where do you get the approval? These minutes are our archives. They are important for citizens to go back and look at, to know what's happening. I mean, you know, I don't expect to have minutes on there immediately, but, you know, since December of last year, and if you look back in the website, They're all there prior to then. I also wanted to pay a compliment to the San Benito Police Department. Last week, I had interaction with the police department, and they made some changes to their policy, and I wanted to commend them for that. And one of the things is their complaint form. If a citizen wants to file a complaint with the police department, the process is you had to go in to the police department and ask for a patrol supervisor, and then they took down your statement. Now it's available in the lobby 24/7 to pick up a form, so you can fill it out at your own time and then come back to the police department. And I wanted to commend the police department and the chief for doing that. And with that, I'll say thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Jose Medrano, please.
Good evening, Mayor and City Commissioners. My name is Joe Medrano, and I'm the Public Relations Coordinator for CASA, Court-Appointed Special Advocates of Cameron and Molise Counties. Joining me this evening is Veronica Gonzalez, one of our volunteer supervisors from San Benito, serving the children of San Benito. CASA trains volunteers to represent child abuse victims while they are in the foster care system. The funding we receive from San Benito Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, helps to staff a CASA volunteer supervisor to serve San Benito children removed from their homes because of abuse or neglect. This current fiscal year, 36 San Benito children have been served. Federal funding received by the City of San Benito from CDBG is significant and should be reviewed carefully when deciding where and how these funds are spent. We are not minimizing the need for the city to utilize funds for improvements where there is an immediate need. However, our goals are often not immediate, but rather long-term, considering the audience we serve. As a reminder, CASA volunteers are there from the time a child is removed from a problematic and often dangerous home environment to a final destination determined by the family court. CASA volunteers know where the children started, and they can see the difference in the behaviors in the children we serve. CASA truly can make a difference in the life of a child. We ask that you please continue to support their voice by supporting CASA through CDBG funding so that we may continue to serve displaced children from the city of San Benito. Thank you.
Ms. Liz Chavez, please.
Did you put Google separate or did you put them? Okay.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Hugo Suita. I'm the Executive Director for the Boys and Girls Club of San Benito. I want to say thank you so much for your time. We're here to talk a little bit about the CGB funding and kind of the articles that have been going out there in the media regarding us not requesting the funds. We have been working with Ms. Rachel the last couple of months trying to get those funds going. When I took the role, there was a lot of miscommunication with Ms. Truman regarding the funding, regarding the reimbursement. So we are on top of that. We are working with getting the applications from the students to be able to request those funding. As well, since January till July, we have served 4,500 kids through our facility. The Boys and Girls Club of San Benito serves the community of San Benito from the ages 16 to 17. It's called a safe haven for the community, a place for youth to be themselves, to find themselves. Right now, during the summer program, we have 145 kids registered. So every day, Monday through Friday, we are serving anywhere from 120 to 145 kids on a daily basis. So what does the CGB funding mean to us? It means a lot to us. It means that we can actually grow our organization, meaning that we can actually serve more people in the community. This past year, we actually had a great relationship with the school district. We were able to grow our numbers through our summer program. So what that means is that we need more staff, meaning that we need more funding to be able to operate. Our biggest funder is United Way with $34,000 a year, and CGB funding, which is $6,000. A lot of our money is donated through private donors, meaning people that come and donate, other organizations, other companies that give us money. So it takes a lot into consideration. One thing that I want to do personally is invite you to come to the Boys and Girls Club. Meaning, come and see what we do there. Come and see what we serve. Come and see what we do on a daily basis. We're open from 7:30 to 5:30 during the summer. So please send me an email, shoot me a call. I'll be there and I'll be more than welcome to give you a tour of our facility and see what our plan is for this coming year and see what our plan is for the coming years.
Hi, my name is Liz Chavez. For those of you that don't know me yet, I am the president at the Boys and Girls Club of San Benito. Basically, I'm here today. I haven't had a chance to come by for the other public hearings for CDBG. Basically, I just wanted to go over, I had a lot of learning to do in regards to CDBG funding this past couple of weeks, after several articles have been placed. And so after several calls to HUD and Office of Inspector General, I've kind of got versed on the CDBG funding. And it's kind of disappointing from what I learned from them. Basically, they told me that every city has to have a citizen participation plan and that public service agencies should have been contacted. And it's very in black and white in their plan that they've been contacted. Nobody has contacted the Boys and Girls Club of San Benito since I've been there. Any contact made to the city is usually us making initial contact with the city manager or a certain board member, commission member, if a problem arises. I find, like Google had stated, our relationship with the city has grown a little bit over the year. It's not where it needs to be. No fault of, I guess, either one. We basically at the club are trying to lay the foundation stability-wise. Everybody knows the history of the club. And we've accomplished that through making partnership with the district and working with your special events board when they include us in their events to get some type of monetary amounts. At this point, I mean, like I said, although sewer fixes, street repairs, and other things cited in your proposed plans are necessary for the city, I personally believe those are general government responsibilities. And although I don't debunk the fact that CDBG funding can be used for those as cited, I don't think the whole amount of CDBG funding should be used for the city, for everything, and knock out your nonprofits that are here serving your kids of San Benito. As Hugo has stated, we've had 4,500 kids come through our facility. Yes, 4,500 San Benito kids. We're only growing. That doesn't mean we have 4,500 in a day, but any community service events, we cite those as kids served that come through our facility. And it's a shame that, the city is looking to cut us out based on the proposed plan that we've seen. $6,000 might not seem like a lot. We're not gonna beg for, we always ask for 30K. We can use 30K at any point. And like Hugo has cited, $100,000 in our budget is private donations. Those can go away at any time. We've been fortunate that people believe in the mission that we have at the club. And at this point, we're just basically asking the city to reconsider, amend their CDBG funding to include us in some type of funding and to help us stay and grow as we have accomplished these last couple of years that the current board has been in place. Thank you.
Mr. Lionel Bettencourt?
I just was noticing probably the least of the issues on your agenda tonight, and that's the changing of the date of this meeting. All the others before me have been rather serious, so this may not sound very important, but I reserve Tuesday nights for you guys. I really enjoy the friendship and enjoy your allowing me to participate in this meeting. And I just would like to wish I knew where you were thinking about going with it, but if it does change dramatically, I may have to be excluded, and that would bother me. I would prefer that it stay this time as it is, and that is one person out of the 25-something thousand people that live here asking, and I'm certainly absolutely continuing to be totally non-confrontational about any issue you all have. I'm fully aware of the issues and how difficult your job is, and I'm glad I'm on this side of the bench and not with you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Do you have anyone else for public comment? Okay, that time is 5:45, and the floor is now closed. We move on to item 7, consideration and possible actions on approval of minutes. Huh? Oh, 6. Public hearing to solicit input on proposed substantial amendment on fiscal year 2016-2017 Community Development Black CDBG Annual Action Plan. Mr. Fred Bell, Assistant to the City Manager, presenting this item.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. For the record, Fred Bell, Assistant to the City Manager. This is the second of 2 required public hearings before the Commission can take action on allocation of previous year's CDBG action plan. This is for the 2016-2017 action plan, and again, it is a public hearing.
Chad?
I'm gonna speak.
May I ask on the CDBG money, but who does the final, what money goes to who? Who reads the applications for that? Who gets the applications if somebody asks for the money?
They're submitted to the city.
And who's the one that,
And then the paperwork is processed, and, they just have to submit application financial.
who's the person that decides who to give money and who not to give money?
The Commission does.
No, we just, when this here today, we
As far as the reallocation of these funds,
yeah.
these were excess funds we round up because we don't know exactly what the penny's gonna be. There's administrative costs that we have to project because you don't want to go under. If you go under, then you'll be over budget. So we budget a little bit higher, and then as a result, we'll have some of these funds that are left over at the end of the year. And as we're reconciling previous years, those funds are typically they're reallocated, reprogrammed.
Okay, so you don't wait until the final stage, so how much money you gonna get? How much money you gonna get every year? Because last year we got less than this year. This year we got less.
As far as the federal funding,
But
or
the CDBG,
the federal fund, we don't establish those numbers. Those are the.
I understand that, that's what I mean. Who is the one that decides to,
Public
who reads
hearing.
the
Public
applications
hearing.
and who decides to give who the money?
I think where he's going with this is, do we have a committee of people who decide on the CBG funding and action plan and all that? No?
No, sir. The process, all the paperwork is received, and everybody, there's publications, there's public hearings, and there are, the dates of those are published in the newspaper. We have to have to present the comprehensive plan. Those applications are received, and then they have to go through that screening process to ensure that they meet the criteria. Once that criteria, if all the applicants meet that criteria, then depending on one year, there may be 4 applicants, the next year there may be 6. We don't determine the number of applicants. We go through the screening process, and if there is any discrepancies, staff will work with those applicants to ensure that they get in compliance with the process. So once that process is complete, if, for example, there's 5 entities, organizations, if they've completed the application process, they work with staff and they comply with the rules and regulations, then based on the available funds, then the commission determines, if they're gonna be dispensed evenly or how those funds will be dispensed.
Who is this we? You say we study, who is the we?
It'll be staff as far as staff will receive the applications,
The staff, what staff?
city staff.
See, well, it's for everybody.
Yeah, that may time, it'd be employee number 1, depends on who the staff is assigned to CDBG.
Because before, I've been here for a while, and before we had a committee, and I don't know what happened to that committee, because the commission, we selected our, and somehow the committee is on. I would like a paper to see who made that decision, if we did it, to that, with the committee.
Yes, sir, yeah, that was before, since I've been on.
No, I know that, but you can go into it, right?
We can definitely research.
Yes, Commissioner, Mr. Bell, this is Mayor, Commissioners. Commissioner, you might recall in about early 2016, Sandy Alvarez was the CDBG coordinator. She came before you 2 gentlemen that were here at that time and made a recommendation. We had about a 14-member committee. Most of them didn't participate. The city commission, it was done by action. You approved the plan back in 2016. It wasn't too long after I arrived. And the city commission did change the plan. So we can't pull that up. I recall it was in 2016. Sandy Alvarez was here. She left later on that year. So, but it did go before the city commission. And it is compliant with HUD. HUD approved that plan. So, but we did have if I recall, about a 14-member community involvement committee, something like that. That was 6 months before you came. So, yes, sir. We'll pull it up. I recall me, and I recall Sandy Alvarez making that presentation to the city commission.
Yeah, because the president was Joe Morales. Pardon? The president of the CDBG was Joe Morales.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Okay. I would like that, please.
Yes, sir.
Again.
We'll send it to the full commission.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're back to a public hearing, floor is now open, at 5:51.
Lynn Perez, citizen of San Benito. Yes, I have that information. It was April 19th of 2016. And the reason I got that information, because thank goodness, we have the minutes on the website so I could look it up. At that time, it was passed by the city commission. And it says the city commission of the city of San Benito has the authority to appoint a citizens advisory committee to receive input from its citizens regarding CDBG funds. Considering that over 90% of the grant amount is currently committed to existing projects and administration, staff recommends removal of the citizen committee at this time. This action would trigger changes to the current adopted citizen participation plan. I verbalized opposition to that for this exact reason. The money that's going.
Mayor, I want to bring to your attention that the public hearing is on the matter of the proposed substantial amendment to the fiscal year. That's the issue for the commission. And the comments that are to be made should reflect whether they support that or not, and whatever else they care to say on that issue.
So your point is, sir, I'm sorry.
The issue before the commission is the proposed substantial amendment for fiscal year 2016-2017 CDBG annual action plan. That's the issue. And so the public hearing is to receive input from the public on that particular issue.
I'm giving input on that exact issue, that it should be citizen participation, involvement that has been done in the past that was rebuked and changed in April of 2016, that the ordinance should be changed so that the citizens can be involved in the block grant for the amendment for the fiscal year. Before action is taken, I, as a citizen, am concerned and proposing that. As a lawyer, you're opposing to what I'm having to say?
I'm simply pointing out to the council that the issue at hand is the approval or not of the proposed substantial amendment for the fiscal year 2016-2017 CDBG grant. That's the issue. And whether the mayor in his position feels that your comments are addressing that issue or not is his call, but it is my duty to point that out.
Okay, I just want a clarification, thank you. So I think that, yes, there was a lack of participation on the previous citizens that were involved. And it was a while ago, but I think it should be put out there. It's kind of late in the process now. These public hearings by law are supposed to be open to the public to give input on exactly where we feel that money should go. That's why that board was disbanded, so that it could be done at public hearings. It was decided the public hearings would be here at the city commissioners' meetings. And we need to be accountable. $70,000 for administration fees of CDBG funds. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. Considering last year, the CDBG wages were $48,000. So we're getting a price hike on the administration or fees, or, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not an accountant or anything like that. But I think before any action is taken, the commissioners, you represent us. And we listen to you because you have the knowledge, we voted you in to guide us. Please listen to us on what our wishes are and what we'd like to see happen in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Okay. 5:55, the floor is now closed. Moving on to 7, consideration and possible action on approval of the minutes of regular city commission meeting of July 3rd, 2018. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? You are reviewing? Motion made by Commissioner Gonzalez, second made by Commissioner Guerra. All in favor? Aye, motion carried. On number 8, is there any possible way we can take this into executive session?
Only if you have any questions for me.
Yes, I think we do, right? Commissioner? Yes?
Yes. Okay, consultation with the city attorney pursuant to 551.071.
Okay.
Seek legal advice on the matter.
So that one's going into executive session. Okay, moving on to, you have a question? Okay. Moving on to number 9, consideration and possible action on appointment of a San Benito Economic Corporation Director to place 2 for a term expiring May 31st. Commissioner Gianfranco appointed as nominee to place 2 of the San Benito EDC Board of Directors.
Mayor, at this point, I'd like to nominate Jody Gonzalez as an appointee for the place 2 on that board.
Mr. Gianfranco has nominated Jody Gonzalez for placed on the EDC Board. Do I have a second? No second, so item next.
Wanted to show you a new sign that's up now. And here's the second sign. I wasn't going to put you guys through the whole turmoil of the city commissioners meeting. I made my points that I wanted to make. I got the support that I needed. Thank you guys for being there. Thank you. I'm going to try to go to my vehicle so I can get some air conditioning and not be blinded, and try to have a conversation with you guys. I was shaking. I'm sorry, but being on camera and had some people that weren't too happy with me, and I'll be hearing about it. I've already been warned. And I got some more news for you guys for the Texas Rangers. I'm on their radar. Hold on just a minute. Thank you for being patient. Okay, I'm here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for having my back. Wanted to give you guys some more information that I received before the meeting got started and I couldn't go live. 2 things. They put up signs for the city manager, the city secretary, the EDC department. Those are brand new since my video last time of the FOIA thing. And the second thing is the chief of police called me over and told me that the Texas Rangers have been inquiring about me, and they advised the San Benito Police Department to not let cameras be taken beyond the lobby area, like the videos that I've done, because apparently they watched them. So, it is what it is, you know. I knew that I'd be watched, but I didn't know. Bring a pizza, yeah, loaded all meat pizza or supreme, or yep, nice and thick and good. And yeah, it's you know, it's not for the faint of heart, definitely. Also, it's a very close to my heart, you know, taking care of our elderly and taking care of the kids. So I needed to do it, and I'm stirring the pot, as they say. At least I didn't get detained or arrested or yeah, thank you. Yep. Please call who? She's hitting in the right places to get them to wake up. Yeah, they're used to sitting back and, you know, just passing with no challenging. Oh, images reversed. Okay, sorry. Well, it just said no video or pictures beyond this point. They're private offices without permission. So right now everything's good. And if I'm gonna head home now and go watch you guys' live feeds. I'm not used to being the center of attention, but this is important to me, and to hold them accountable and to just make willy-nilly rules without, I mean, the commissioners were shocked that the minutes weren't available. They probably didn't even know until I told them. The city manager sure did. If he could have hit me with his death stare, I would have like landed on my back. So it's going on 32 minutes now. Imagine everybody's got things to do. Keep updated on getting Bow Wow. Good news about Cop Watch Nomad, I think it is. I'm trying to find people that are down here in the lower Rio Grande Valley. I'm 12 miles from the border and 25 miles from the Gulf, so I'm right on almost the tip of Texas on the southern end. I'm not gonna play with the alphabet soup, so the feds right now until I have backup physical. Right now, I feel safe and calm, but law enforcement between Border Patrol, the state police department, local police department. Oh, I'm back. Mention and you get blocked or whatever. So I'm going to shut down. Love you all. Back and supporting